have to do some work, so I'm getting all these updates, and I gotta come on and talk about it. Let's see what's going on. So I'm getting all these tweets. Sorry, I was wearing a hat. I was getting all these tweets, and I'm seeing that there was a sighting of him at a Walmart in Tillman's Corner or something like that in Alabama. And there's a body behind a dumpster, and my guess is, again, without any information obviously, is that I don't think that he's on a killing spree. I don't think that's what's going on right now. They towed his Mustang. Yeah, I saw that. I don't think he's on a spree. I think that he was sighted there yesterday, and I think he got wind that they found her body, and my guess is that he decided to unalive himself. And if that's him in that dumpster, we're gonna know in short order. I don't, like, and I could be wrong, I don't know this stuff, but what's the point of going on a spree to hurt people and do that, to take their vehicle? I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's one or two things, right? He either he did it, or it's totally not related, or he did himself the unalive. Sorry, I don't have it slow mode right now. Now, I'm just hearing from tweets, Ash, we don't know if it's him, that it was confirmed that he was in the Walmart there, though. So my guess is he did it to himself. I think it looks like he possibly was on the run, found out that they found her body, and then they said, okay, it's over. I think he might have been waiting to see if they would find her or not, and wasn't counting on all these people having footage about where she was. I honestly believe that he didn't think that they were going to find her. Like, I just honestly believe that. I think he thought he was in a remote enough location on that road that no one would see him, there would be no footage. And then when the shit broke yesterday, when everything came out of it, he decided, okay, I'm done, I'm screwed, I'm finished. I don't know this is all conjecture, everybody. There's not been Tillman's Corner in Alabama, I think it is. It's all just tweets right now. A lot of people are talking about it, but there's enough tweets that I'm going to talk about it. There's enough people saying some stuff that I'm going to talk about it. So again, it might be nothing, but if this is the case that he was sighted there, and they're saying that he was caught in camera there, I found out, like, I think it was behind a dumpster. And again, I think that when she was found, his whole plan changed, or is changing. Police got a backpack from the dumpster not related to Brian. Wow. Joe Clausen, what are they saying about the dumpster? Yeah, and then there's a 911 call released where a guy was calling in a domestic dispute, and he said he was hitting her, slapping her, chased after her, and hit her some more. So that's just one more glimpse into who he is. He was an abuser. Sarah B, this is about the Gabby Petito case. Steph B, just a little bit of news. There's a phone call from the police about, here, maybe I can play it on this phone here for you guys can hear it. Let's see if I can play it for you. See if I can find it. Yeah, MP, dead body found near Walmart dumpster. Mobile police department is investigating. A dead body was found near a dumpster outside a Walmart store in Tillman's Corner. That's all we have. Is that all we have? That's the whole article? Okay. Well, thanks, Pops. And obviously, yeah, the FBI went into the Laundrie's residence. The parents were sitting out in a police van just waiting for them to just sort through some things. Then they towed the vehicle. So, like, this stuff's moving pretty quickly. So, here it is.
Hey, what's up, Particular Mel? So apparently the 911 call has been released from Fox News. So let's check it out. It's pretty short, 50 seconds long. The sheriff's office. Were you able to get a description of the investigation? Hi, can you hear me, sir? Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner.
I'm not putting out false information. I'm just putting out what we're hearing on Twitter.
And
I'm not saying this is like definitive. I'm just saying this is what everybody's talking about.
With the white van, Florida license plate, white van, gentleman, about 5-6 years. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower. Or what were they doing? Cooperative, but what'd you say? What were they doing?
I don't like this.
By and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
Slapping her?
Slapping her? Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off. So it seems that Gabby was probably covered.
Okay, so yeah, I got another phone. So now we have more evidence that they were fighting like a lot. So I wonder, we don't have a date and time of that call. So once we find out what the date and the time of that call is, we'll be able to say, something tells me it's after the 12th when they first were pulled over. So it looks like everything was escalating. We don't know what's about them for sure, but it's a white van with Florida plates. I mean, in the area that they were. So I mean, it makes sense. They were already pulled over for fighting once, and it seems like this was massively escalating up to the point they got up to Teton. So it might even put it into a position where this is like first degree, like he's planning this. Halfway at that trip, he's like, okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna get to a place and we're gonna do this. So I think that do you guys honestly believe the police, when they pulled him over on the 12th, were taking his side, or were they taking her side by her admitting that she hit him and he said that yes, she hit me, but they let her go? It seems like they were trying not to put the blame on her or anything like that. But yeah, now I'm pretty sure the cops from that pullover from in the 12th are probably thinking, oh my goodness. I mean, you can't ever know what's going to happen after that. So, I mean, it's not their fault, but they got to be feeling some kind of something, right? Yeah, someone said there's a note on the vehicle parked at the thing by their house. It sounds like it was just like a move your car, you're going to get towed type of thing. Sorry, I can't put it on slow mode, my bad. My voice is going hoarse talking about this craziness. There were scratches on him indicating a struggle. Yeah, now it's coming to light. But did she not admit in that interview on the 12th that she's the one that did hit him though? Like the cops were probably were pinned into a position because she admitted it. And then he was like, okay, be very clear. Why did you try to hurt him when you hit him, right? Remember he said that. So it's not like, you know, I got, obviously it's clear a set of abuse and she was taking the blame, and that is a style of abuse, if you want to call it that does exist. Yeah, that's weird too, that they put him in the hotel room and her in a van. That seems really weird to me. Both Utah and Northport police dropped the ball big time. Here's the one thing that's going on, and I asked somebody who's in the police, you are allowed to surveil somebody if they're not a suspect. Like, it's legal for police to surveil anybody they want, as long as they're not harassing them, approaching them. So it seems to me like if they knew that, something was going on, why were they not surveying him? And again, did anybody ever corroborate or say, yes, we saw Brian in Florida? That is still an unanswered question. Nobody has said, yes, he was here. Or did the neighbor say he was there? Did somebody actually see Brian in Florida? Does anybody say, does the neighbor say they saw him pull up? Do a neighbor say they saw? Nobody to this point has said, yes, Brian was at his parents' house. They just saw the van there. Right? Yeah, but I saw that photo of him walking down the street, but we don't know if that's not been corroborated as being, yes, that's definitively him or not. Oh, you're saying Gabby's parents might have seen him. Wow. Again, if he was there, right? Remember the police came out a couple of days ago and said, we know where he is. And they said it so definitively that they knew where he was, and they didn't. They clearly didn't. And to this day, yet, we still have not found anybody who can say, yes, he was in Florida. We don't know. If they got out of that house while it was being watched to go pick up that Mustang and bring it back, what else don't we know? They clearly have a way of getting out and coming back with under the cloak of whatever. At this point, his parents are like, and now there's conjecture that his parents were law enforcement, FBI, or DA, or some kind of connection to police or something like that. Does anybody have any updates on that? That his mom or his dad were connected, and so that's how they know how to navigate it. DA. Do we know that for sure though? Is it for sure that his mom was connected to the DA? If his mother is connected to a DA, then yeah, she knows what to do to avoid prosecution. His brother's a cop. Okay. At the Northport Police Department? Is his brother a cop there? Used to work for the DA. Yeah, it towed the Mustang because there's evidence in there. His parents absolutely know stuff. Down for 15 days. Yeah, that makes sense if her phone was down for 15 days. It does make sense. Yeah, there's no... everything up to this point is anecdotal, except for the fact that we know that she's been found and that he's on the run. Those are the only two major facts that we know. We don't know if his mom was DA, lawyer, whatever the case may be. We don't know if he's cited in this place in Alabama. We don't know. All that stuff is just chatter at this point. So we're just kind of, again, I'm not here to tell you guys what is what. I'm just here to be a sounding board for everybody to just say what they think is going on. This isn't a podcast that's like, hey, this is definitely what's happening. So, but we do know that there was a call made. We also don't know if that call definitively pegs that being Brian either, except it does make sense. Until we get that call's timestamp, it's going to make more sense. Yeah, my theory is that's him behind the dumpster. If that's the thing, if it's anybody. Can you imagine that he's on a rampage? I can't see it. He's one of the most like he's, everybody knows what he looks like now, so. Who in Ren reported Gabby missing was her parents reported her missing on the 11th, I think, or the 10th. After they realized that the van was back in Florida, they made the call and said, we haven't talked to her in a couple weeks, and then, or since the, I think, the 27th or 30th or whatever, and then they called the police for a missing person. So it was her parents. What do the neighbors see? The neighbors have got to see something. How do we not have one definitive statement whether or not Brian was in Florida? At this point, we have nobody that can corroborate whether or not he was indeed in Northport. Nobody can say it. So Brian's mom's a lawyer? Okay. So weird. I'm doing some work today. I'm just driving around. I'm charging right now. That's what I'm saying, Audrey. Someone should have been tracking him. I asked a police officer in Florida, actually, is it legal for a police or anybody to surveil somebody without their consent or whatever? It is legal. You can surveil whoever you want. It's not illegal to surveil somebody. So I'm surprised that he wasn't being surveilled from get-go. Like, if he was there, that's what makes me question, was he ever in Florida? Was he ever there? Or was he there for a second and then left with nobody seeing him? Oh, it cost me about $4 to charge my car. Holly Moody, you don't think that Brian's guilty? You don't think that his actions say that? Why would he be running? Why would he be doing what he's doing right now if he wasn't guilty? What does that, his actions have to say something? Who do you think is guilty? Even if, let's say she got in an accident, right? Let's say she just got in an accident. He still left her there. He still took her van. She was still there and he left. Even if he didn't know she might have died or whatever and left her there, still happened. He's still to blame for something. He literally abandoned her there. So regardless of what happened to her, he's to blame for, I think, all of it. Yeah, I mean, if she got in an accident or whatever the case may be, or wasn't home, he knew longer than anybody else how much she was missing. If he didn't do it, Holly, like you say, which is crazy to me, you're the only person in the chat. I'm not trying to come at you. I mean, I'm trying to hear everything. But if you don't think that he's guilty of anything, you got to admit that he's guilty of at least abandoning her there. Who just leaves, doesn't call the police? If she's missing and he knows how long she's missing, why would he not call the cops? Like, there's too much here that shows that he's, you know, he appears guilty. Doesn't mean he is, it just appears so. Yeah. I mean, look at OJ. He was on the run, but he's definitely guilty. I am supercharging Annie. Welcome, Annie. Annie just fresh off having a baby. She's got to get back into the game. I don't know if he was, okay, here's the thing, Sheila Draper, if he did bury her, that's going to be a huge deal. That's going to be a huge deal. Because that is like, is that not evidence, and correct me if I'm wrong, of first degree intentions? And isn't burying someone after the fact another crime? Yeah, this is a conversation we're going to have after this case. Is the anger that some parents are having that their missing children have not gotten the same exposure. It's going to be a conversation because I think the reason this case has got so much exposure is because it's such a, I mean, where else have we heard a case like this where this young lady who's got a pretty big Instagram following all of a sudden is nowhere and he comes home with her van. This is such an interesting case that the fact that we've never seen it, and then he just clams up. So everybody's, I don't know. There is going to be a conversation to, you know, there's how many people go missing in the US every day? Isn't it in the hundreds? And this type of stuff isn't, what is that caught this attention to the public? Why is this a big thing? It's because she's an influencer, I think, is one of the big things, right? Is an Instagram influencer. And it's such a weird case because they're like, how did he get there to there? And there's all this missing time. And then, yeah, internet sleuths tend to pick up on cases that are a little bit outside the norm, that they can access all the information through other people's videos and whatnot. So I think this guy's coming to talk to me. Oh, no, he's not. So they got new information at WFLA. Okay, my car's almost charged. What's up, Margaret? Moonflower Market, that's where they were in the work. Yeah, the Moonflower Market. Do we know which day they were at the Moonflower Market? And if that's the case, I don't have my computer in front of me. Where in connection to Utah, where they were last seen, is Moonflower Market? Is Moonflower Market in Utah? August 12th that's when the call was made? The same day they were pulled over by the police? In Moab. Okay. It was the same day. They were pulled over because of the call. Man, I'm so stupid. I'm sorry, guys. So the police, I thought they were pulled over, in my understanding, they were pulled over because they were speeding insane amounts, not because of the call beforehand. So if that's the case, would the police not have seen that call for that van with Florida plates? I already voted, everybody. Get out and vote if you're in Canada. Hear me out. If that's the case, is this corroborated? Is that call made on the 12th? I need to know that. Are you sure they were pulled over for both reasons? Because remember when he got out, he's like, oh, you're not in trouble. Why were you speeding? Oh, we were speeding. And he gave him some lie. We got to go back and look at that video. Because if that's the case, if he had a call, if that police officer had that call, and it sounds like you guys are saying they did, why is he letting them go if there's a call where he's like, the guy is slapping her and beating her? Why wasn't that said inside the interview? In that 1.5 hour interview with the police body cam footage, did they ask them about that situation at Moonflower? Okay, can someone give me a timestamp of that interview in the 1.5 hours where he asks them about the Moonflower and him slapping her? Because if that's the case, there's no way he should have been able to get off. He should have been arrested. And if that's the case, if he was arrested properly from this other domestic call or whatever, then this might not have ever have happened. They did ask him. What did he say? I gotta watch that whole video again now. Something tells me that cop wasn't a Mormon. He had a 666 tattoo on his hand. Did she deny it happened? Yes, they said she was the aggressor in the vehicle, but not at the Moonflower. Am I right? I got to know this. Can somebody get the timestamp of the video where he asks them about the Moonflower incident? You saw me today, Kate? They were only pulled over once. This I know, okay? And my understanding of that was that they were driving erratically and speeding, and that's why he pulled them over. I didn't know the Moonflower thing was, because that would have come up pretty big, wouldn't it have? If he would have said that in the interview, wouldn't people be asking the question about, what do you mean this domestic call at the Moonflower? Right, I know the police believed him about the car incident, about cutting across, opening the door and scratching him, but what about the Moonflower? I'm confused, guys. Maybe I'm thinking about something else. Brian's dealer came forward. Wow. That's what I thought, Ashes. The cops never asked about Moonflower. Brian and Gabby told them about the fight at Moonflower. They told them about the fight at Moonflower. Okay. But don't cops, I don't know. I guess they're not looking, hey, are there any call? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a cop, so I don't know. Yeah. And then the call comes out and says, no. Yeah, good one, Coco. We don't know if it's completely there. If it is what it is. It's still all up in the air what's going on. No, someone was just mentioning that they were Mormon, so they were believing him because he was a guy. But something tells me that guy's not a Mormon. That's all I was just suggesting with the 666 tattoo. I'm not saying it had to do anything with his tattoos. I'm just saying it was connecting to the Mormon thing. Thank God, whoever put slow mode on. Tom, is that you? I had to go to Windsor today to do a drone shot. Drove 3 hours to take a 5-minute drone flight. Isn't that crazy? Check my Insta DMs. Okay, here it is. Here's the Fox article. This is why I'm like talking to people, but here it is. Exclusive 911 caller in Gabby Petito incident says fiance seen hitting, slapping her weeks before disappearance. So what day was that? Where's the article? Okay, here it is. The 911 caller who reported a domestic dispute between Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito in Moab, Utah, August 12th, was heard telling a dispatcher that the gentleman was slapping the girl and hitting her. Fox News has confirmed Monday after exclusively obtaining the audio of the call. He was slapping her, the dispatcher, yes. And then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off. Doesn't say what time. But again, in that interview, in the body cam stuff, I see nothing of that. I'm so confused. August 4:45, okay. Okay, so the body cam, the call was 4:45 on August 12th. The body cam footage was at, looks like what, 8:26 p.m. Okay. I'm at Tim Hortons right now, actually, but no, I'm not pro Tim Hortons. They're garbage. I'm pro Tom Hortons though. 4:30. So this is interesting because it happened the same day. So not only were they fighting before they got in the van, they were fighting while in the van. They were continuing this fight in the van. And now it's even more alarming because she was taking the blame for something he was doing. And if you look at his body language, that video makes way different sense now if you watch it from the perspective of him being the aggressor, right? And if the cops knew that there was a call out for a domestic dispute, but didn't arrest him or whatever, separate them or whatever the case may be, then that could have been, I mean, you can't go back, but that could have changed everything. And isn't there a report of her best friend or something saying that he was abusive? People reporting body not Brian's at Walmart's. I'd be surprised. Okay. All right, I gotta get driving, so I gotta get on to my next job. But I'll probably likely be updating once we find out more about Walmart when I get home tonight, and keep on this case until justice is served. So if anybody has, keep messaging me things if you guys are seeing what's going on with that. But interesting things happening today. That call changes everything about that pullover with the police. We might have to dissect that whole video ourselves and just go through it. I haven't done that yet, so maybe we should do that together. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for chiming in and helping me with this. People that have information, different theories, I really appreciate it. It's good to just talk this out. It's crazy, and I hope there's justice. And I hope it's not just Brian who ends up in jail. I hope it's his parents too, to be honest with you. So yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you probably tonight.